to CASAamor, we're sending in 5 brand new girls. They're hot.
Hey guys, so we are back with another review, and this episode we are finally introduced to casaamor. So yeah, this is the long anticipated, part of Love Island. Anybody that has been watching Love Island from the beginning knows what casaamor is. It is the highlight of the season. So we are finally here, but before I get into that, we're going to just summarize the things that happened in this episode in general, and at the end I would definitely love to hear you guys thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, or follow me on all my social media platforms. And yeah, let's get into this video. Is questioning the girl's decision to eliminate Hannah for me was very rich. I just feel like he had so much audacity, because America or the whole world is not, over you and your boys or your minions voting Jeremiah off just because of your pride and your ego. So you are the last person that should be trying to check or clock anybody about their reasons for voting somebody off. The ladies voting Hannah off was more understandable than you, Taylor and Nick voting Jeremiah off. It just didn't make sense to me, and I think it was genuinely done out of jealousy. Nick and Sierra cleared the air, and basically he says that he is equally as invested in their relationship as she is, which is very odd to me because that's technically not what he said the night before, but I reserve my comment on that. The next day, Ariana comes into the villa and basically announces to the girls that it's time for CASA. And let me tell you that those girls were ready to be out of there. Like, it's almost like the moment she said CASA or more, they were in fact, they forgot about their men and everything, and they ran out of there with their suitcases and everything within 5 seconds. But as soon as they leave, 5 new girls come into the villa, and I cannot lie, they were all gorgeous. But for me, particularly, Courtney and Clark really stood out, and I was like, yes, queens. Yes, we love black queens, period. So it seems like they changed things up this year, being that they're all now single automatically and will be recoupling now with the new bombshells. And then at the end of CASA, rather than the non-peak bombshells going home like in the previous seasons, this season no one will be going home after CASA, and both villas will be merged into one. And child, I feel like that's going to be messy, and I'm so here for it. So the new girls are Grayson, Vanna, Jaden, Courtney, and Clark. They play a kissing game. The boys play a kissing game in the villa, and in the end, the new girls have to pick the boys that they want to be with. So Grayson, from the beginning, when she was introducing herself, said she had her eyes on Nick, but ends up with Pepe after the challenge. Vanna, in the beginning, when she was introducing herself, said she had her eyes on Ace, and she eventually ended up with Ace. Jaden ended up with Austin, and Austin saying he feels very lucky to be in a couple with her is just very annoying. I literally felt like slapping the hell out of his face, because what do you mean you're so lucky? The person that you were with before, you were not treating them nicely, so you better treat this one nicely. Rubbish. Courtney and Clark, they end up picking Taylor, and in my mind I'm like, not Taylor being picked by both Courtney and Clark. Damn, I didn't know he was hot commodity like that in the villa. But he ends up picking Courtney and says that he's still open to exploring things with Clark. TJ and Nick weren't picked at all, and TJ more so because he was too blunt and didn't really have much good stuff to say about the ladies during the bombshell kisses for the challenge that they played. But Clark picks between the two of them and couples up with Nick. TJ has 24 hours to couple up with someone, or he risks getting dumped. That's actually kind of insane. Like, bro, he literally is on a countdown to like try and establish some sort of connection with these ladies, and the way he already started with the game is basically not really have making him have any prospects at the moment. So let's see what TJ ends up doing, coming up with eventually within 24 hours. At the end of the day, the boys get together and get to know the new girls and make it very clear that even though they have strong connections with their previous partners, none of them were completely closed off. And I'm like, damn, y'all. But I guess the game is the game. Can't hate the player, just hate the game. And it is what it is. It seems like Nick has his eyes on Jaden, and I think Jaden is the one that is with Austin, so that would be interesting. And then also Ace has a conversation with Vanna and seems like he isn't feeling her as much as he, was feeling chelley and is still focused on chelley. So right now is I will give you your brownie points. It seems like he's still, gobsmacked with chelley, and I would love it for it. I would love for it to continue to be that way, even though I still have my good eye on you. Jaden and Austin seem to be getting along really well, and I better hear him complain about her being too touchy feely or calling him babe if she ends up being that way, because that is exactly what he did with Amaya. And if this bombshell ends up being like someone that is touchy feely with him and he doesn't have anything to say with him, I would personally drag him out of that villa. Because what do you mean? Anyways, we are soon taken to Casa and are introduced to the new boys. Honestly, in my opinion, they were okay, but again, compared to the new girls in the villa, they were still not giving the same energy. But the new guys are Elon, Brian, Elan, Zach with a C, Zach with a K, JD, and Chris. Child, no one was as excited as Huda and Amaya to meet the new boys, and I was dying. But I'm so here for it. The ladies in general are also open to exploring too, and getting to know the new guys regardless of their previous connections in the villa. The girls end up playing a game with the new guys where they have to pop a balloon and act out instructions within the balloons. During the game, child Ollandria looked like she was blown away by the kisses that she received by Ellen and Brian, and I was like, period, I honestly hope that Ollandria finds somebody in this villa that genuinely likes her, genuinely cares for her, and genuinely treats her like the princess that she is. At the end of the day, JD picks Huda, Elan picks Sierra, and Sierra seems to be very happy with that pairing. Chris and Zach K pick Chelley, and Chelley ends up picking Chris. Zach C picks Iris, Brian picks Adriana, and at the end of the day, Amaya wasn't picked by any of the guys, and I honestly hated that for her. I really hate how these guys are treating Amaya in this villa and now in casaamor. And the same thing happened with Ollandria, like she wasn't picked as well, and I just feel like that was just foul. And I'm really starting to think that the men on this island are either blind or there's something in their water where they're not able to distinguish beautiful women, because what the hell? But Zach ends up picking Ollandria in the end, and that leaves Amaya vulnerable for elimination in 24 hours, just like TJ in the villa. That honestly really sucks because I'm really, really rooting for her, and I really hope that she finds love in this villa. But at the end of the episode, it seems like there could be a possibility with her and Zach K finding a connection. He does say that he doesn't have any issues with her being expressive or calling him babe, but I just feel like it's really hard to read him because his mouth was saying one thing, almost like he was saying what he thought she wanted to hear, but his facial expressions and his body language for me was telling me otherwise. I don't know, guys. It's definitely still early days. I know, and I may be wrong, but I do want to know you guys' thoughts on that. Adriana ends up pulling her guy for a chat. I believe his name is Brian, and when I tell you this chick has completely forgotten about Jeremiah, I was screaming. But she seems to be feeling Brian a lot, and they seem to have like a really nice conversation, which ends up ending off with a passionate kiss. And I'm just like, okay, girl, do you? Back at the villa, Nick pulls Jaden for a chat, who is paired with Austin now, and they seem to be getting along really nicely as well. It seems like there may be some sparks there between Nick and Jalen. Shocker. But all I can say is, I'm sure in Austin's head right now, he's probably like, oh my god, this is deja vu moment and an incoming triangle all over again. And I'm very happy for that to be happening to him because he deserves that. I'm definitely looking to see how things go regarding that, and just regarding the whole new pairing in the villa. They've never done anything like this before, so I really don't know what to expect. All I know is that there is going to be a lot of drama, and at the end of the day, when both villas merge, is going to be chaos, and I'm totally here for it. But overall, I'll definitely love to hear you guys' thoughts. This was an interesting episode, extremely too long in my opinion, like 2 hours. I feel like a lot of the things in there could have been chopped down, but it's okay, no problem. It was Casa more, so I guess they wanted to give the viewers more and everything, so that's fine. These next couple of days are going to be very interesting in the villa and in Casa, and I'm definitely looking forward to reviewing that. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube, and follow all my other social media platforms, which is Instagram and TikTok. And I will see you guys in my next one. Take care.